I work for Plan International Haiti. I actually love to sew. I like fashion, and I also like the idea of conducting social work. I'm actually a girl, but an activist, and I'm well known in my community. At a very early age, I started working with advocacy, especially with other girls and women. And I conduct different activities in order to help the youths to find their places in society, to own their own lives as well. And aside of this, I also work as an activist at an initiative that actually raises a voice and helps make informed decisions. I think also that the that what I've learned throughout my years working as an activist and also lessons in fashion and sewing has also helped me and brought me closer to ecology, to recycling, and also to entrepreneurship. And it is important for me to make the voices of girls in Haiti heard. What we live here is really very poignant, and it is important for you all to understand what our reality is. Can you hear me? So, my country has actually been marked by lots of turmoil and social unrest, particularly in the past 10 years. For example, we've seen the increase in lack of jobs and unemployment, lack of access to young people to those jobs, misery at large. We've faced natural disasters that have been indeed devastating. And if we talk or look at politics, there has been a major instability. Socioeconomic crisis has also impacted our development, has compromised our future. So for us, uh, all youths in Haiti, well, I have dreams, and I would, for example, like to have pursue my studies or my career in fashion, to be able to grow and develop in that area. But how should we go about this if we have no resources? And not just for me, but also for all young girls in Haiti. Also, the insecurity that we go through places our lives at risk. The other day, there was a radio broadcast, and I heard that there was a woman, there was a person that was actually murdered, and that was an easy trigger. So we are really seeing that our families depend on that future. So family history is basically being destroyed by what we're going through right now. So our families, our societies need us. And we also see the increase in oil prices, fuel prices gone up. Many of my classmates cannot attend school, for example, and if I choose to take a taxi to get somewhere, the price has doubled. Women have no means to pay for this, and this is really sad. Uh, Overall poverty and abject poverty is what we're looking at. We also see issues arising as of climate change. Farmers are investing the little savings they have in order to be able to support their families, but we go through droughts, through cyclones, and there are others who invest in order to sell their production in the hope of getting some sort of income. But right now it is basically impossible, sorry, to go through the roads in our country because these have also been blocked. And this has a clear impact on all sources of food. Um, when it comes to children, they have no access to food. A child that cannot actually walk to his or her school would come to me and ask for money in order to buy something to eat. And that child said, I have no home. I live in the streets. And how is this possible? How do girls overcome this? How do youths and children at large overcome this? So just figure out what the situation looks like. We need to take food to these individuals, to these human beings, because they lack almost everything. So who would have denied the possibility of aiding and assisting these children and youths? We all have needs, of course, and this takes us to consider other aspects. But let's imagine the following. What can an orphan, for example, taking care of another child, offer him or her? We have a health system that is really very poor and deficient. There are children dying on a daily basis due to preventable diseases that could have been prevented, or deaths that could have been prevented. A friend of mine had to be hospitalized, and when she got to the hospital, there was no electricity in the hospital. And there was also a boy there, another orphan child, who was in the hallway waiting for a physician, and there were no physicians to actually tend to him. And if we look at education, we all know that education is a fundamental right of all children, should be affordable and accessible to all. But in Haiti, for a long time, this was not a right that girls exercised. But the lack of parents' resources had an impact on the education of these girls. There's a lot of advocacy to conduct amongst communities in the societies, because we see that young girls actually do not attend school. They barely attend school. And this situation is a worst thing that can happen to any human being. For example, since September, we have actually seen that it has been really, really difficult to have regular classes at school. Imagine when children go to that school and nobody is there to greet them. And we know that education is the only thing that can actually protect children when they are really trained and made knowledgeable of these knowledge. And look about the rapes, look about all of the violation to children's rights. What is this leading us to? We need to recover education in order to recover the next generation, an education that may provide us with a generation that may actually have a future, because otherwise, what is left for us to hope for? What is left for us to expect? In this situation, uh, it is really a situation of despair, and we urgently need your help. Thank you so much.